Hello everyone, it's DA here with my review of Outriders demo. I believe you should consider this take as an impression since we're only going based on the piece of content that is available to us right now. I will list the good, the bad, the silver lining, the obvious takes, and of course if this should be a day one purchase for you. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm starting out with the bad part of these things. Though the developers have went on Twitter and promised to fix some of these issues before the game releases, I still believe that I should point them out as a reference for when the game comes out so we can come back and see if they actually fixed those issues. Number one, we have the frame rate issues between the background, foreground, and the character. When you are playing Outriders right now, the character moves really smooth, but then the background and the foreground have frame rate issues. They're going up and down. Sometimes they're a lot faster and smoother, and then all of a sudden they become really slow. It makes you feel disconnected from the environment at times, almost like you're floating around. Then of course we have the motion blur, which has no way at all to toggle it off. Now of course you can go into the game files and try to toggle it off, but not a lot of people really want to mess with those things. Number two, we have matchmaking and group play issues. Matchmaking often doesn't work in the demo right now, and when it does, you are bombarded with serious issues when you opt in. Using your abilities can often cause your character to freeze up in place, and then there's the constant frame drops. Hit detection issues is also a problem. The character teleporting around is one of them, and these are issues that we're experiencing even with great internet and playing on the same platform. I would also like to see a text chat feature, which is one of those things that I believe games like this need to have. It's 2021, so it's a no-no for not having those type of features. Number three, the controls are inconsistent between weapon types. When you aim down your sight, the speed is different for an LMG and an assault rifle. So even when you change your sensitivity, picking up a new gun in the game will throw you out of balance. There is a menu pointer speed option, but when I loaded in the demo, I spent about 30 minutes trying to figure out and find the perfect sensitivity and key binding options before deciding to use a controller. Number four, there are so many cutscenes in this game. I'm scared to talk to anyone in the game because I'm afraid it's going to throw me into another cutscene. Now, of course, you can skip the cutscene. However, the fact that there is a cutscene for every single thing or almost every single thing is an issue. Now, I understand how important story is when it comes to games like this because it feels more like a single player. However, we also need those Mass Effect style of options that allows you to show only important dialogue options and important cutscenes instead of every single thing. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the good part. Number one, I like the gameplay and the gunplay. I've played several third-person games including Remnant from the Ashes, Gears of War, Division 2, Warframe, and many more. Gunplay on the other end is actually fun. The interaction is really cool, cover-to-cover movement is just amazing, and the abilities also feel amazing. Almost like Mass Effect Andromeda mixed with a little bit of that Gears of War feel. Number two, I like the fact that each item and each weapon synergizes so well with your class abilities. I haven't seen many games nail this well so far in a long time, and I'm really happy to see how Outriders is doing their own thing. Number three, the story so far, while generic and sort of a cliche thing, it is really good for a AA game, and I'm just going to keep it that way. It's really good for a AA game. Now, this is where the silver lining and the obvious parts come in for this demo. I wouldn't say, oh, you know what guys, they're gonna fix all of this before it releases, because I've made that mistake with several games in the past before, and we're not gonna make that mistake right now. However, I will say what we have right now is a really good product coming from a AA development team. And the developers have also been really open on what they are giving us, what this game is going to be when it comes out. A completed experience, no live service, nothing too grand, just something that works. And I'm really glad that that's what we're seeing right here. The average game from a AA development team, not some AAA promises, just your regular fun experience. I think a lot of people are getting things wrong by comparing the quality of this game and its systems to games like Division 2 that cost hundreds of millions to make. This game was developed on the Unreal Engine 4, and games like Division 2 were developed on the Snowdrop engine. And this game right here brings something that a lot of you might be looking for in other games. Those things such as the fun factor and the power fantasy with reasonably scaled difficulty and uniqueness, they all exist here. You don't have to empty an entire arsenal into the same enemy. Each enemy you face is not just a repainted version of the last enemy you faced. So even with the minimal budget of this production team, they are able to produce and create something this fun as a AA studio. Now, should you buy it on day one? No. I wouldn't tell you to buy it on day one unless you just want to. However, I would suggest that you wait at least a week to see the detailed reviews that is showing everything that has occurred in the game from the beginning of the campaign to the end of the campaign, and of course, reviews on endgame. Then that way, you can solidify your opinion on buying it or not. With that said though, Outriders demo has been really fun experience. I just wish it was a little bit longer. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.